football team's got me drinking. My football team's got me drinking. Give me beer, whiskey, wine or gin, anything to shake this mood I'm in. My football team's got me drinking.
Back at it again with another shade of blue, a midweek episode after the press conference today. We are the KC Soccer Journal. My name is Cody Bradley. Thad Bell, Robert Russert, and Carrie Robinson are here with me tonight. We might actually get David here in a little bit. David in the chat, but maybe actually his voice as well. We'll see. We'll see.
But
It's always
not
always
David
a
Lee.
mystery. Not David Lee.
Yeah.
We are going to talk about David Lee, the new president of soccer operations. We're going to talk a little bit about Sporting Kansas City and the Spoon Watch, and of course the Current as well. But let's start here with the presser today. I know some of you guys were there. You got to get a first look at the new PSO. He was formerly CSO, but now I guess we're calling him President of Soccer Operations. Is
El
that right, Thad?
Presidente. Yes, President. I don't know why the difference. Didn't really matter to me to ask that question. But he's a president.
Well, in reading the press release, it actually did kind of clarify it for me here. We should probably just read this because we spent a lot of time very confused with this soccer club on who reports to who, and there was a little bit of limbo in there, and now we have some clarity. That is the big point of this signing, Thad, is we have some clarity. There's some leadership. We know who is doing what now. So I'm going to read this paragraph just to lay it all out there. No more confusion. Okay, are you ready, Thad?
Yeah. Teach me, Cody.
Lee will serve as the club's chief soccer officer. See, it's part of it, but he's other things as well. Lee will serve as the club's chief soccer officer and will play an executive leadership role in all areas of Sporting soccer enterprise, including first team roster management, player recruitment, scouting, analytics, technical staff oversight, and the continued development of Sporting KC 2 and the Sporting KC Academy. He will report directly to the club's ownership group and will oversee sporting director Mike Burns and interim head coach Kerry Zavagnin.
And how is that different than what Peter Vermees was doing as the chief soccer officer?
I have no idea.
It's not.
But fans, it still means that Jake Reed is to blame for merchandising, how season ticket members are treated, etc. So feel free.
But he is still not to blame for anything that's on the field.
Right.
Okay, so got your first look at him today, Thad. What did you think?
I think that I have been to a lot of things in this world where people come in and say the exact right things, but I felt that they were kind of full of shit.
Okay.
And this was not the
No.
case.
This was not the case. Okay,
No.
good.
I felt like he come in and said the right things and meant it and absolutely believes that he can achieve it. And I think that he stands a pretty good chance of achieving it. I am. It's sports, so there's 30 teams competing to win everything in one time. But I think he can come in and build a good club.
Kerry, was he genuine?
I think so. I mean, he said that he was going to have a lot of data that's going to with numbers to back it up whenever he makes decisions. And there was a point in maybe like a 30-second span where he dropped like 6 or 7 amount of numbers, just talking about playoffs.
He was actually more precise than 6 or 7.
But 6 and
Okay,
7
that's
was in
good.
there.
Yeah, 6 or 7 was in there. Direct quotes. Already made a video about it. Go check it out.
So he's hip too. Look at that. What a guy. That he is very genuine.
I wish. I mean, I was in the very front row. And his kids were in the back. There's like a tween, I would think, and a younger son, probably like 6.
6,
And I
7.
and I hope that one of them was back there doing that whenever his father said that.
In his head. If he's well behaved, then he was doing it in his head.
They were good
Well, I
kids.
mean, analytics are great. And I assume this will come into scouting hires, but there wasn't a whole lot talked about soccer knowledge, about the eye test, about knowing, what qualities the players have to be successful. So again, I hope that comes in the hiring of the scout department, of course. And they mentioned they're going to expand that quite dramatically. So that's a good thing.
Oh, there you go. Good point, Robert. So Robert is again, he wanted to see the old school kind of coaching and kind of leadership of he's against the analytics. He wanted to
No, I'm
see
not
just the
against
eye
it. No,
test.
no, you can't just have analytics is the point because nothing was mentioned on the other side of things.
Some people might like that.
Maybe so, maybe so. But I do think I figured out something, guys. I think we're onto something here. So, Mike Burns, Mike Kuhn, associated with the show, right?
Oh.
Kerry Zavagnin, Kerry Robinson.
Oh.
David Greenwald, David Lee. So the next head coach is either going to be named Thad, Robert, or Cody.
It's not going to be Cody. There's no coach on planet Earth named Cody, I promise you.
I don't know if it's going to be Thad either.
I think it's more likely there's a Cody than a Thad.
Yeah, Thad's
Unless
pretty
they're
rare.
from Greece. Maybe from Greece.
No,
Okay.
maybe it'll be assistant coach or a head scout. Who knows? Who knows?
That was a good
Ooh.
find, Robert. Stat of the day right there.
I should apply.
Oh yeah, there you
But
go.
are you expert in Word and Excel?
Actually, I really was very expert in Excel for a long, long time. Now I'm not so much, but I can get it back.
I got certified in Excel at one point. I was like in high school though, a long time
Oh,
ago.
wow.
Is it
Impressive.
on your LinkedIn?
No, I don't think I'm certified
Well,
anymore.
you better get it up there if you want a chance here.
I don't know. I feel like if you're certified in Excel at one point in your life, you're probably certified for the rest of your life, no matter
I don't
what.
know. Carrie, I
Like
don't want to
it's-
age, I don't want to age myself here, but like I'm sorry. I've seen Excel change quite a bit over the years. Like it looks
Yeah.
very different than it did when I was certified.
And he doesn't want to out himself as a true geek because if he puts he's certified in Excel on his LinkedIn, that's not
Honestly, I
getting him.
probably do. If
At
I
least
if
it's
I
not
went
on
and
his
looked,
MySpace. I mean, come on.
I said not anymore. Like I would have taken that off. No, it's probably is still on there. Got called out. So that one part of this I wanted to talk about. I could be wrong here, but I thought it was kind of unique that he made this decision. He left New York, the big city, to come in essentially a lateral move. I think the titles we have are kind of arbitrary a little bit, but I think it's essentially a lateral move he's made, just a new challenge. Like I'm interested into why he made this decision.
He gets to really be it's the same title and sort of the same level, but it's really kind of not because being part of New York City FC, you were part of the city football group and everything was focused on Man City, of course,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, that's true.
So every decision that's made will at least have the light of being focused on Man City. Even if you're focused on like, hey, I want to keep this player, I want to do this, whatever for New York City, it's going to be in the grander scheme. Or if they want a player, or if they want somebody tested, or they want a coach to come do something, it's all in that thing.
Did he allude to this? Is this your feelings? Did he allude to something like this?
He did kind of talk about it a little bit that, there's always the light of the Man City stuff there. I don't remember the exact wording he used because I was trying to go back through all the presser again just a little while ago. But so he did kind of talk about that. So I think there's part of that. And, it's New York. There's all that stuff too. I don't know if he wanted to be in a different type of city or whatever, but he came here and toured and he's gonna be the boss, man. He's gonna have all the power.
I mean, he's also young enough, to have younger kids. He's probably looking at this like an opportunity to make a mark in MLS, make his own thing, build his own team without much input. I mean, right now, compared to what he had with the Man City group, he had a team of 10 plus scouts and just people that were in his network. Here he's coming clean slate. He gets to build all of that from the ground bottom. And he also alluded to, Sporting KC's had this rich history in MLS, constantly winning, and he wants to get back to that. So this is the time that he probably, not saying that he's not established already, but this is how he's going to hit that mark in MLS.
Saying all the right things for sure.
Yeah, I mean, he even went farther. He said that this is probably the best place in the league to be. He actually said that, whether he's trying to stroke egos or what. But the facilities, as we've long talked about and long known about, the history, as Kerry mentioned. But really, he's very impressed with the ownership and Mike Illig, which some people might find laughable. But anyway, because it was Illig that really convinced him to come here. Very impressed with him, apparently. And just the fact that, he thinks he can convince any player to come to Kansas City because of the facilities and potential for growth and sell-on ability that a player can, earn a reputation here and be sold on to go to a bigger club like he wants to. So a lot of factors.
It is the best job in Major League Soccer, Robert. No tongue in cheek in that. Why would people not believe that? It is the best job.
And he also alluded to being at a point where we have all these players on options or on an option out of contract that he can make a big splash really quick.
Right.
Because I specifically asked him, like, how fast can he make a turnaround? And is in one window, two windows, or what? And he talked about how, a lot of times if you take these jobs, you're tied to contracts and you're tied to all these issues. And he goes, that's not here. We can make a lot of moves. May not be able to move on from 17. He didn't use that number, but the number of players. But he thinks he can make a big move pretty quickly.
Yeah, he kind of alluded to that might have been kind of the clincher. I can do what I want to do now.
Yeah. It's not going to take him forever to do so.
Yeah, I love that. Robert, that everything you said there of that he believes he can convince people to come here and all that. I'm with that, because when he's doing that, it's from someone that is not around here or even American, that's saying, oh, please come here. Like, no, it's actually cooler than you think. Like, please, I promise I love this place. It's like this guy that has been successful everywhere, been in New York, from England. He comes here and he can speak to anyone in the world and be like, no, this place is legit. And his confidence that, like you said, he said it's the best job in the country to be in. And if he's speaking that matter of factly, I do think he is going to be able to convince players to come here that maybe wouldn't have otherwise. So I at least like the direction. I like that confidence. And as you guys are saying, the sincerity. So this is promising to go well for me so far.
So, I mean, if you want to compare Vermees to Lee, for example, Vermees had some gravity. He played in Europe. He had some success, on both sides. And he's successful in MLS. But Lee has a different kind of gravity. He's been with, Manchester City's organization. He's been successful through it. He's got connections through those things. So, I think Lee has a little better pool when it comes to player recruitment in that way.
Absolutely.
And more recent success also.
Yeah. Right.
Over the last few years. I do like one thing he pointed out was, I forget the exact number, and Carrie or Robert can correct me, but however many number of coaches Man City has had, they've had more coaches in their 12 years or 13 years than Sporting has had in their entire history.
Yeah.
Wow.
And he also pointed out that, when he comes here and sees the success and sees the success painted up on the wall and that sort of thing, he almost sounded a little bit emotional, like he wants to be somebody who paints that up there on the wall too.
Yeah, I mean, kind of ironic though, too, Cody, going back to your point that, he left, this organization, and their new stadium opens next year?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I hadn't even considered that. That
next
had
year or
to
the
be
year
a
after, not
factor
sure
in
which
there.
it is, but yeah.
It's going
Right.
to be a beautiful stadium. So
Yeah.
had to be he may have paused on that for a second. I'm sure he did a lot of work in getting that going.
Yeah.
He did, and he's going. If I heard him right, he was actually talking to somebody else, being interviewed by somebody else. But because remember, he actually did. He was with Red Bulls briefly, and he left there. And he basically, when they opened Red Bull, he went to be on. He got a seat there. So I mean, they made sure he got a ticket and a seat and all that stuff.
Nice.
And now he wants to try to get Sporting playing NYCFC next year when they open the stadium, and be the first one. So he goes, I want to be guaranteed a seat there. And he goes, that way I would be guaranteed at least to be there.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
I think they would owe him a seat regardless, but still.
2027 for the stadium, Carrie says. Carrie, sorry, I didn't mean to steal that from you. She wrote that in the chat here, but she apparently wasn't going to say it. So
No, that's okay. I just didn't want to correct the fun vibes that were happening.
Okay. Yeah. Good vibes today. Positive direction for this club. There's at least reason for optimism these days, Carrie.
There is. I mean, they opened it up and they said it was a new era for Sporting KC, which I feel like
Love to
the
hear
ins
it.
I feel like the entire season they've been saying it's a new era for Sporting KC, but this is like the first time I was like, hell
It,
yeah.
it meant something this time.
Yeah.
You see
We
how
have
easy it is? Just that's I don't need a lot. I love this club. I'm here as a fan as well. And like, come on, I don't need a lot. There's a positive direction. We got a striker, a new center back this year, a good midfielder. Come on, I'm ready for this.
I thought you were going to go with a new era being a Taylor Swift reference.
Oh Lord.
Carrie, are you a Swifty?
I don't know if I'd call myself a Swiftie, but like I listen to her music.
I've heard the Swifties don't like this album as much.
I don't know. I like the album, but I also don't know if that's because I was a Travis Kelce fan before I was like a Taylor Swift fan.
Yeah.
Oh,
Are you a fan
Yeah.
of wood or
Yeah.
plastic, Carrie?
I don't.
That song was a little on the nose, right? It seemed like it could have, I don't know. I thought she was supposed to be clever and a good lyricist. I don't know.
It was very funny
She's
to watch
distracted.
them talk about it on
I
New
would.
Heights.
I mean, I'm at the same time, like, also good for her. Like, be who you want to be there. Make dirty songs if you want to. I don't
I
mind
mean, I like redwoods too, but I mean, come on.
it.
I'm happy for
Robert,
her.
you're a married man now. Okay. Well, I wanted to end that on a good vibe about David Lee, and we ended it on wood.
So can I just throw another anecdote out there?
Yes, please.
Or I don't say anecdote, but a opinion, I guess.
As long as it's not about wood.
No. I think that no matter what, the people that would have to put this guy out there and sell him would put him out there and sell him to the media as a great hire, right? But just all the chatter around them was all very positive. Like, oh man, he gave a great speech to the staff today. It was just they were very upbeat about this guy coming in. Again, you never know how these things are going to turn out, right? Coaches can be bad, and CSOs, PSOs, or whatever can be bad in the long run. But anyway, it just felt like a very good vibe from them today.
I remember the same vibe I don't mean to like bring us right back down, but I do remember all of that same stuff on the first day Polito arrived. And the first couple weeks he was there, like how involved he was, how much he wanted to win, and how, I remember
that first year he was, man.
Yeah, he was. He was.
That's but I don't think David Lee's going to get injured. I mean, that probably won't affect his performance on the Excel spreadsheet or the database of international players, and pulling up and analyzing and comparing those numbers and moneyballing this into success, right? That probably won't affect him.
That all sounded strenuous. Brad
Not
Pitt threw a
until-
chair in Moneyball, so he might get hurt. You better find some wood to knock on.
Not until next year, whenever he has to do hot ones.
Oh yeah.
Cody, if you don't mind, are three things can I mention three things about the presser?
You could mention as many things as you want, Robert. I appreciate
Oh, well,
this.
hey,
Go
thanks,
ahead.
man. Thanks, man. Okay, just style of play. He mentioned high energy, possession-based soccer.
Oh, see, I should have asked that. Yes, see, I'm sorry.
Yeah, actually, I was going to come back to that, Robert. So I was
okay. Well, we'll circle around. Okay,
Yeah,
I'll mention these
going.
three things.
Keep
okay.
going.
Yeah, and hiring a head coach is decision number one. And he said if Carrie's interested and wants to be thrown into that ring, he certainly will be given an opportunity. And then Illig said that Lee will be given the resources he needs to do what he wants.
Yes.
Okay.
And do you notice when because I was actually trying to get attention to ask that same question, because I was trying to do like more positive questions at the beginning and then like maybe a little more pointed towards the end, but somebody asked the question about resources and budget, or I forget how they phrased that, and it almost seemed like, oh, of course, the narrative might be that we weren't doing this before, but we are. And I forget the exact phrasing, but it almost like he threw shade at Peter, that Peter was saying we didn't have the resources, but we did.
Well, Thad, you've been alluding to that, not very blatantly, but over the years, on how, hey, the ownership did say that they would spend money, and Vermees was always that guy that was never going to waste money, even if it wasn't his.
Very true. But then it seemed like it turned that Peter was asking for, or I don't want to say that they said no, but it was that sometimes he'd like, oh, I want to get this player. And he didn't just have a pool of money there to do that. He had to go and say, oh, I want to spend $5 million on X player or whatever number, and then have to get approval. And by the time you do all that, things shift and change and all that stuff. So that may have impeded it in that regard. I don't know if that's different in this case.
Well, there was apparently one time, at least Peter Vermees seemed to claim that they did all the work and found a player and said bring him in, and that ownership said no. So, but yeah, so I guess that did change at some point.
Yeah, I mean, look at Cincinnati. How much did they pay for Denke? Like, I don't know, was it 20 million, something like that? You know, it's a big jump from 4 million for Dayon to that. Not that we need to do that. That's not my point, but you know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can spend money more wisely and make a better team.
And that's one thing that Lee also mentioned. You know, somebody asked him the transactional question, you know, getting players you can develop and then sell. And he said, yeah, I mean, that's essential. That's the best way to build allocation money in this league. So
yeah, the global transfer market. So he wants to definitely be a seller in that market where you can bring in players and make money.
Yeah.
You guys said he was saying all of the right things. Robert, you brought up the three biggest points probably of that whole time. Of point number one is getting a coach, and that also Carey, should he want to be, is in the running. That they have money to spend, and he talked about the style of play, which I've already forgot what you said exactly. High
energy,
something.
possession based. High energy, possession based. When he said high energy, I'm like, oh God, we're not going to be the Red Bulls. And then he said possession based. I was like, okay, good. All right.
Yeah. And, win the ball back when you lose it. I mean, again, that's kind of a very standard principles of play. And he
didn't say counterattacking team. So,
Right. Yeah. I mean, to me, he said he wants a team that is fun for fans to watch.
There you go.
Again, that's the right thing that anybody's going to come in and say. I remember Kurt Adolfo, fun attacking soccer. It was a phrase he used about 1,000 times that only showed up once or twice a year. So you can say the right things and not mean it or not have the capability to do it. But the other interesting thing is, like, I talk about how many coaches they've had. They've had to replace several coaches through him, right?
Right.
2 of them from outside of the organization, 1 from inside the organization. So, again, some of that is impacted probably by the City Football Group, but he has that ability, and he just did a coach last year. So he has done a coach recently. He's hired a coach. And so, again, as we were saying, coach is the number one thing. However, you have decisions to make on players probably before you could get a coach in to help you make those decisions on the players you already have. So I would guess that those decisions are going to be made very quickly with the season wrapping up in 2 weeks. And then
sorry, go ahead.
I was just saying, and then we'll probably hear that they won't wait till the last minute to announce it like they usually do. We might hear that pretty quickly.
And he did say, Carey has knowledge, Mike Burns has knowledge, and he's going to utilize that knowledge, so.
Yeah. And he also very clearly said, I just spoke to Carey for the first time yesterday, I think is how he phrased it. So I didn't ask the question you wanted me to, Robert, but I think that there would have been ways to communicate that through the organization if he was wanting to see players. So I just didn't put him on the spot to say, no, I didn't do that.
Yeah.
I'll wait to do that when it's not in a presser.
He is no stranger to rivalries in New York, Thad. Did he throw any shade at St. Louis or anything like that today?
Well, I did actually prompt it, I have to admit. I asked him.
Of course you did.
Well, you didn't prompt it technically. It was fed to you.
Yes, Jake Reed. Yeah, because Jake Reed, actually, Carey and I were talking to him, and we were both looking up to him.
I was gonna say, God, Carey.
No, I did.
Is your neck hurt from talking to him?
No, I did.
She was on
Thad's
shoulders. So still looking up.
No, I was thinking about the height actually in the middle of Thad and him talking. I was like, I feel like I'm actually half his height. I only go up to his waist.
Yeah, seriously.
She stood back about 5 feet, so she didn't have to look up at such a severe angle. But we were
Anyway,
talking to him, and he said something about, yeah, and he doesn't like red teams or something like that, right? So that just kind of prompted it. So I went over and got permission and went over and said, hey, you just came from a blue team, you come into another blue team, similar color, however I phrased it. I said, what's your opinion on red teams?
So historically, red teams have not been my favorite. I did work for one for a couple of years, but then I moved to the blue side, and so we are very famous for New York is blue. It has been blue. It will always be blue, and I'm excited for Kansas City and Missouri to also be blue.
Spoon watch. It is the wooden spoon watch. We have one game left, Robert. I saw Robert before we started this show. He's got an old school #2 wooden pencil. He was scribbling away, doing math.
You are correct.
He was scratching his head with the eraser. It was very old school over there. I liked it. So I'm hoping you've got something here on the spoon watch.
Well, thanks for Thad correcting me for my initial observations. Thank you, Thad. But
I just want to point out, math is cool.
it is very, very.
I just want to point out, see what happens when we actually do this stuff before the show. See, look, we don't have the awkward moment on Robert. You were absolutely wrong about that.
So sporting guys, ladies can finish anywhere from 25th to 30th. Yeah, none of those are good, but let's just look at it a little bit closer. So we have one match left, and the teams that we're looking at below us, because we're going to focus on that, we can still pass Toronto and Montreal, but we'll see. We'd have to win.
Hold on, I don't. This is making me nervous. Are we going to get the wooden spoon or not? How simple is it?
Oh, you want to look at that directly?
Are we going to avoid it? What are the
right.
chances?
So DC, the most points that they can gain is 28. Okay.
And
That'd be
Sporting
one
KC
more
is
than
at
us.
27.
We're at 27 right now. We each have one game left. Okay. So if they win that game and we lose, DC passes us up. Okay. If we draw that game and DC wins, we would then be above DC because we have more wins overall in the season because that's the first tiebreaker.
Okay.
So that's with DC. Teams that have one game left each.
Oh, okay.
The problem is
LA.
The Galaxy have 2 games left. The max points they can get is 30, which obviously beats out, where we'd be if we lost. If we win, we're at 30 as well, and we'd still beat out the Galaxy because of wins. So the fact that we have 7 wins, and keep in mind, Kerry got all of those, is good. And then Atlanta has 2 matches left. The most they can end up with is 33, because right now they're at 27 as well. So we've got 3 teams that could finish below us, and really, realistically, it's DC we need to watch the most because we each have 1 game left, and they would have to win to even have a chance to beat us.
So 1 point, does it or not? We get a result. 1 point does it.
1 point will give us 28. That's the max DC can get, and we'd have more wins. So technically, by tiebreaker, DC would earn the wooden spoon.
Woo.
And if the Galaxy lose this weekend, because they play during the international break, because they had other games that they were playing during the regular season, if they lose this weekend, they cannot pass Sporting also. So they would tie, and Sporting would win on the. So if they lose this weekend, if DC or LA lose their next game, Sporting's in the clear for finishing in the bottom, but not the wooden spoon.
So the Galaxy are playing Dallas, who Dallas beat them last weekend. So
quite the opposite ends in KC soccer.
One is runaway record-setting season at the top of the table, and we're talking about maybe avoiding the wooden spoon off a tiebreaker.
Sporting is setting records.
Cody's going to get mad at me for this, but how many points did the current win this year so far?
So far, 59.
And if you added Sporting's point total for the last 2 seasons, I think we would slightly beat that.
And there's more games in MLS.
Right, yeah.
Yikes. Okay, so I like that. At least that seems doable. A point avoids the spoon. They can pull that off.
Especially against Houston.
Houston's out of the playoffs officially. So,
We've beat them before this season,
and it's at home.
surprisingly.
And we've had plenty of ugly 1-1 draws against them with yellow cards and red cards as well. So whatever it takes, scratch out that point.
And
was
Carrie,
that-
we need the best lineup possible out there. This is not a time to play around and see who might be future
Exactly.
for the next person. It's absolute best lineup, no matter what.
I heard Afrefa's playing left back, so we'll see. But no, I was at the UMKC basketball kickoff last night. Go ahead and laugh if you want.
Tip
Anyway,
off.
yeah, tip off. Okay.
They
yes,
play
thank you.
basketball?
Yeah, they do. Anyway, and the guy who is running that whole event said, "Yeah, I went to a sporting game this year because we were talking." I was like, "Oh yeah, which one?" "Oh, that game. It was like a record-setting game." I was like, "Oh, the one they won without getting a shot off." He's like, "Yeah, yeah. I was rooting against them at the end of the game, hoping they'd get a shot."
Hey,
yeah,
so
no.
was David.
Yeah, yeah.
That was the accomplishment of the year, I think. That was our banner achievement.
Oh, geez. I think beating St. Louis was that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, true that. Still
A
never
win,
lost
a
to
win
them
and a
at home.
draw against St. Louis, so we still win each season that they've been in existence.
Thank
Well,
God for that manager bump.
I thought was a bummer about that was the fact that we played them so early in the season. There was another game with them to look forward to, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's
Oh,
okay.
man. That would have been a fiery game to avoid the wooden spoon.
Right, right. But
Yeah,
they're probably going to finish ahead of us. So there you go.
Yeah.
Maybe MLS should just make like rivalry week, like the last game on decision day.
Jesus.
Terry,
Could you imagine?
that would require too much coordination of schedules and stadiums. MLS could never pull it off.
You know, if they had somebody that was proficient in spreadsheets and Excel, maybe they
There you
could.
go. Yeah. Damn, you're right.
We'll be right back. All right. The Kansas City Current. Carrie, we can't avoid talking about the only good team in Kansas City right now. So we've already talked about them a little bit.
Cooper off the bench. Yes. Michelle.
I still don't
Arguably.
know it was Cooper. Could have been Sentner.
Well, we determined that maybe Sentner kicked Michelle Cooper's leg, which hit the ball. So,
I think your screenshot is too late.
okay.
So I think Sentner hit it and Cooper right after that, but I could be wrong.
I had a screenshot where it looks like Sentner is hitting the back of Cooper's leg. So, but then again, that was on my phone that I was screenshotting it from. So I can be more precise on YouTube later.
We need the soccer photometry guy to get on that. I know he
Yes.
doesn't normally do who scored, but he should get into that, right? It seems like he has a knack for that.
Did somebody like tweet at him or
I don't think I've ever seen him do who got a boot on that. It's always just offside.
I will go look for him on Twitter after we do this.
Yeah, he might like that challenge. That's good. See if you can get him, Thad.
Plus, I assume he's a current fan also. So
Everybody is. Everybody should be.
They are 2 points away from breaking another record of most points per season. They're at 59, the record's at 60.
And also, unless they just break down pretty bad on defense, they're going to set the record for goals conceded as well, right? I think it's 17 or 18, and they're at 11
something
right
like
now.
that. Yeah.
Hosting Gotham this weekend, Saturday, 4 p.m.
We got some soccer to watch this weekend.
Yeah,
We do.
U.S. national team as well.
And Carrie and Sperry and I are thinking about perhaps doing a Keeping Current podcast after the game.
Oh, nice.
On location.
Yeah.
It's keeping very current. That's what you should call that episode.
If we do that, we might just wait till the next day. But
Okay. Well, does anyone want to talk about how great they are besides who scored that goal?
we, well, just a plug for Keeping Current with Kansas City. We just posted that pod this afternoon.
So let's talk about how great you are.
So,
No.
Cody, this was a very young lineup that they had out there.
Okay.
Let's take a guess on what the average age of the lineup was.
It was 2 months older than you.
You saw my tweet. Okay, so which is
I don't know. I've chickened out. That's why I said it like that.
21.5 months old. I don't know.
No, Carrie's like 23, 24.
Oh, okay.
It was 24.1.
Oh.
It's the average age.
But they
How
started
many
like 4
teenagers were on
right?
the field? Thank you, Robert. No.
Is that right?
Yeah.
4?
What did I just hear?
No
What
idea.
was that?
Someone's
Carrie?
phone.
No, that was 100. I was guilty look on Carrie's face.
No.
Yes.
It did not go on. That was not my phone. I thought it was yours because of that face you made, Cody.
A
Robert, what do you
ghostly
think?
voice.
Robert.
I thought 4 started. Am I wrong?
No, I think that's right. I was asking you, who do you think was to blame, Cody
trying to-
or Carrie?
Oh.
He's trying to get hung up on the sound.
Yeah.
So maybe it was
I checked my watch and my phone. It wasn't me.
maybe it was Thad then, because he's trying to throw someone under the bus.
He's pointing a lot of fingers around in this screen here.
No, it
What
was
that?
not
You smelt
me.
it, dealt it. What was that old thing back in the day?
Okay, how many teenagers were on the field? 4?
I believe that's right. Can
I
you name
believe
them,
so.
Robert?
Pfeiffer.
I know Carrie can.
Long. That's 2.
Halfway there.
Hutton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
And who the 4th would
Yeah,
be?
now I'm out.
Centaur?
No, she's 21.
Oh God, I was like,
I don't know who
dang,
the
is she
4th is off
serious?
the top of my head. Sorry. Apologies.
Katie Scott.
Oh, okay.
It goes
18.
17, 18, 19. No, 17, 18, 19.
19, 19.
19. Yes, sorry. I thought I went in order and I was like, nope.
It did kind of. You were close.
Wow.
The young front line did not do as well as the veterans. However, they did well enough that when some of the veterans came on, they immediately scored.
And Tim
Okay.
Wass at this one out. Is there just a precautionary thing? Just giving her some rest?
I think the only way you can keep her off the field is to put her on the injury list.
Okay.
She has been battling injuries, which makes just what she does that much more impressive. But she has been battling injuries, and Vlaco did this a couple weeks ago, kept her out of a game, injured, and then she comes on and just, kills the team in the next game. So
She
I think
is
this is
still
just-
leading.
yes.
Sorry, Thad. She is still leading the Golden Boot race, though.
Yes. And the person in second place is Esther from Gotham, who will be here this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
The teal
there-
hair for me is starting to get a little real. I actually thought about this today. I have kind of classy events I'm supposed to be doing. Like, there's a wedding coming up that I'm like supposed to be working, and I don't know how the teal hair is gonna fly. I might have bit off more than I could chew there. Might have to so it goes away very quickly.
Didn't you say you were going to shave it afterwards?
Oh, I was gonna shave it before, but then I just spent
loading things on.
But then I really went and got a haircut today, so I guess it would still make sense. I won't waste a haircut. I go to an expensive place. Is the only I don't go to like Great Clips for $15 or whatever that is. So yeah, I don't want to waste a haircut.
How expensive are you saying is expensive for short hair? Coming as someone who has to go to like a curly specialist.
Well, you're a girl.
No, hold on.
I
feel like-
You're
spend.
not?
I feel like you're gonna laugh at me when I say mine's expensive, but I promise you, I bet it's 2 times, 3 times as expensive as the haircut Thad gets, or most single men. I spend 65 on mine, and then I tip her.
Holy
Okay.
Toledo.
Yeah,
I thought I
feel
got
like that's
ripped off.
good.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
So
that's
how
about
does the curly specialist charge you?
Your first appointment, which I have one tomorrow, is mine's gonna be 135, and then returning ones will be like 70 or 65. So
So this is the first time you're going to this curly specialist then?
yes.
Okay. So
That's
it's not like
exciting.
so the
What?
first one is high. Is it to get you curlied up so that the next ones are easier and that's why it's
No.
less?
No, it's just so that like you can talk about like what you're expecting, and it's like
She
they have
knows
a
how to
whole
work the
consultation.
curls.
Yes.
Curls are notoriously difficult, Thad. This is
Yes.
a curly specialist. She knows how to work it. She knows what Carrie wants, how to do what Carrie wants. This is exciting for her.
So
is.
this is a curly consultation for Carrie.
Yes, exactly.
Good.
So, Carrie, I'm supposed to be Snape for Halloween. You think she can help me?
That That one might just be a great clips.
Or a
Which-
wig. I'm sorry to be that blunt with it, but I think it's a wig is what you're gonna need, Robert.
Hey, extensions could work.
Yeah, I don't think they make that many at one place. Which, by the way, if Great Clips would like to sponsor us, we will discuss how well you do cut my hair, even though it's not the greatest hair in the world. I do go to Great Clips, and I go to the
So do I. So do I.
I go to the one
Oh,
down
man.
south, and so. But if you do want to sponsor us, we would proudly talk about how great you are, and
I didn't
and
mean
Cody
to.
would even go there to get his hair dyed and cut for the future.
No, I'm gonna have off to see the Wizards people do that.
See, the ladies at my
Oh.
salon are happy to see me because I'm like the shortest one they have all day. It's like, okay, boom, boom, we're done.
So is
Cody,
Carrie.
Cody,
Hey,
I have one night of experience of dyeing someone's hair.
I mean, it's gonna be. I'll
So.
have it shaved, so I feel like it's pretty simple.
Yeah.
Hey,
know-
going
So
back to the. Okay, sorry, Thad, go ahead.
I'm sorry that I used Great Clips as an example, the exact place that both of you go to. I'm sorry.
No,
I didn't mean to knock on it and disparage a potential sponsor.
Well, first of all, I don't think they're going to sponsor us, but I just don't want to rule it out.
Only sponsor sporting.
Oh,
Oh, that's
actually,
Sports
maybe they
Clips.
do. Oh, yeah,
Or-
probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is
Okay,
there
I'm
any other
sorry.
places nowadays? Sports clips, do they still exist?
Oh,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah. And is that they give you like a warm towel?
And a beer.
And I think it's, yeah. I don't want to keep going down that road.
So, the fact that we are talking current, I have to go back to my earlier thing.
There we go. Thank you.
Yes, the current have 59 points. In the last 2 seasons, at this point, Sporting has earned 58. So, yeah.
Wow. He's got the number 2 pencil out again over there. He's doing
Yes,
work.
I do.
I like this.
There is a likelihood that the current will earn more points in the last
Yes.
3 games.
Yes.
Robert, I want that pencil stuck in your ear at the start of every episode from now on. It's part of your
Gotta have something to
personality
be my
now.
thing.
Guys, I opened up the Kansas City Soccer Journal website today, and front and center was a picture of Teal Bunbury.
I took that picture.
Doesn't matter what the article is about. I'm clicking on it. If there's a picture of Teal Bunbury on our site in the year of our Lord 2025, I'm clicking on that. That I assume you took that picture because you took
Yes.
most every picture on our website.
Yes.
It was a good shot.
Mike messaged me when he has like some of the older players and things, and he'll like send like, do you have a photo of Teal Bunbury that's not doing this? Yeah, he'd also, because I guess there's only one that was already in the gallery that was been used, because I have tons of galleries from old photos. But he also asked for one of another former Sporting player, but he decided to lead with Teal Bunbury, a positive.
Question, do you sort them by year or do you sort them like by player at that point?
Well, originally they were sorted by year and game, so
Right.
I have not sorted by player. So, but when I know Teal Bunbury played in these years, and if I have a question, I just double check that. And there are some that I know very specifically that if somebody needs a photo, I can go right to where I want to look. But yeah, so some of the photos like I found of Teal Bunbury were good photos for back then, but they suck for now, so I did not use them.
So, quiz question. I'm going to go ahead and ask. Did Alex, Teal's father, win the Open Cup?
I'm gonna say yes, or it seems like it'd be an odd question to ask. Yeah, and I didn't actually say the reason he was on there on our website was across state lines. You beat me to it there, Robert. I'm sorry. Jumping back, he was on the cover of Across State Lines. Thank you, Mike Kuhn, because he won his second U.S. Open Cup this week with Nashville. So, did his father win? Again, I think it's an odd question to pose if he never did. So, I'm just gonna say yes.
I'll say no to contradict Cody.
Gary, I brought you on this show to agree with me because they disagree with me. You're
I-
here to agree with me.
I do
No,
too many podcasts with Thad.
Yeah, he's rubbed off on you.
And Thad, the answer is,
yes,
what year would that be?
That was the better question.
04.
Oh, four. It's got to be. Well, I would think before that, because when did Teal Bunbury start playing? Not long after that, right?
That's around 2000, what, 10?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess so. Carrie, there's a video that I almost guarantee that you have never seen. But whenever I see or hear of Teal Bunbury, I sing a little tune in my head of this goofy announcer calling a goal that he scored. And I'll play that at the end of the show here for everyone.
And no, that would have been 2000.
You're right.
2000 he won with what
Yeah.
team?
The Wizards.
Oh.
It's on a wall, Cody. I'm glad, Cody. Whenever I give you my ticket to the next game, I want you to look at the wall and I want you to read out loud what years every trophy was won as your homework.
Memorize it. Memorize
Yes.
it.
I
Live
gave
it.
Dad homework yesterday, so now
I could
you
probably
get
do
homework.
that. I could probably do that. 2001. When was the Eddie Johnson over the crossbar? That was 12.
Yes. The ball is still not landed.
Correct. 13, 15,
No, wait. What was 13?
MLS Cup.
Yes.
I mean, you don't think I know these? Come on. I
Well, you
wasn't
just
even
say
listening.
13. You're listing off Open Cups. I'm verifying, man.
We're just listing off the titles for the club because Carrie was knocking on my knowledge here. I wasn't really. I was trying to keep the show moving. I didn't hear what what you said, but I'll admit I didn't know that his dad played for our team. I did not know that. I did not know he was a generational
Right.
player.
So in 12, Eddie Johnson kicked the ball out of the stadium for what team?
The Sounders.
Yes. In 13, they won the MLS Cup over what team?
Real Salt Lake. Come on.
2015, they won an Open Cup over what team?
Philadelphia. I was there. He ran
there.
into the crowd after, and I gave Benny a noogie. That actually I just got the memory on my phone. Went to that game with my sister. I went to go see her. She lives in New York. She was pregnant with my niece who's about to turn 10. Great memory.
Wow.
Great
There you
memory.
Ooh, I'm Cody.
That
and
was Jake I
I
Go. Sorry, Thad was trying to get to Jake I Go. That was the reference from 15.
Yes.
Sorry, Carrie, go ahead.
I say, ooh, I'm Cody. I actually go see US Open Cups get one.
Yeah. And then I saw 2017. I was there as well over the Red Bull.
Yeah.
And Sasha Kljestan cried on the field.
That's a good moment.
So yeah, that was it.
That
I
was
did
a
them
good
all
day.
right. I did.
So you saw the end of Daniel Shelby's career then.
That was cold. That was cold.
Yeah, it was.
He's got a great future as a Casa de Padel manager.
Yeah. Hey, I was just joking. Daniel's had some good seasons for sure.
He's had some very
That
good
was a
seasons.
reference to his back heel no look goal that he did not actually do well the next couple seasons. So
Man,
It jinxed him.
that was peak Shallowy those years. I thought he was gonna leave us because someone was gonna steal him and give us $50 million for him. The sky was the limit for him at one point.
Yeah,
Little
just
brother.
reminded me of a point I wanted to make about David Lee siring. But we won't go back there.
No, I want to go back there. What do you got about David Lee?
So I think one of his key jobs is going to be convincing Dayon to stay. Because Dayon, I imagine, is probably getting offers or has gotten offers to go elsewhere.
Is this something I need to worry about? I didn't really thought about this. He doesn't want to be a key figure in the rebuild.
I'm not saying he doesn't want to be, but if you know Dayon, to me, Dayon's personality is he wants to, up his career. So
Yeah.
Well, remember he was with LA for a very bad year before they went and won the MLS Cup. So he's been
good
through the
point.
very bad year, good year, bad year. And in the many, many stats that David Lee put out there was that teams have went from the bottom to winning MLS Cups.
or at least out of the
Parody.
playoffs. Yeah.
MLS
So-
parody, Thad.
It's feasible, and that's part of what he says he likes about this league and all this stuff. So
Oh man, we can't lose Decky. All of my optimism would go out the window if we lost him.
Well, and
Remember how long it took to get a striker? Oh my God. Can you imagine? Oh,
Illich had talked about how they want to regain the trust of the fans. And honestly, losing Dayon would be ripping out the hearts of all these fans.
Oh, I don't
Being
even
a
like thinking
Golden
about it.
Boot contender in such a bad year.
Hey, I'm just throwing out ideas. Doesn't mean anything. I'm just saying that, Dayon may be looking at offers to go somewhere else in
That's
Europe
valid.
or wherever.
Well, he can look, but he's not open. He's
Yeah.
he's under contract. So
But maybe an offer Sporting won't refuse, though, too.
yeah, see, that's
Yeah.
different. Sporting has to get an offer. That's
Mhm.
yes, and I know players can force things by being whiny and not showing up and all that stuff, but I don't know how that would go for him in this case.
Yeah, I don't think he'll do that. But, if
No.
Sporting does get an offer that is quite substantial.
Again, I think he's been through the ups and downs of LA. He's been through the ups and downs of Sporting. Well, he's not been through
He's been
the
through
up
the
yet.
down. No, but I think that's a really good point, Thad, that he's seen that work before. He knows this league well enough now. And if there's something behind the scenes that has David Lee that excited about this job, the opportunity, and the future here, then I would assume that Dayon has seen some of that as well.
Right.
So I know the fans haven't and probably don't believe that it exists, but there's something around there. And we glossed over that very quickly, Robert. You mentioned that Lee gave plenty of credit to Illig in this. That's a point for Illig. This seems to be a good signing, at least as far as we can tell. It's a win to, convince him to come here at the very least, whether it works out or not. So that's a point for Illig. Maybe he's not as terrible as everyone has been thinking.
But as Thad mentioned in our Slack discussion, he needs to improve his reading of press statements.
Yeah.
I did not say that.
Yeah,
it was David.
That wasn't a
It was David. That's right. I'm sorry. It was David.
Yeah, okay. Just call him David out. Yeah.
Well, yeah, call out somebody who doesn't go to the events very often. Don't call out me who does
Yeah,
for saying something I didn't do. Now, yes, he
Sorry about
has
that.
he
It was David.
has actually
Yes.
improved his public speaking. That is not his strong suit, but it is a win for him. It is a win to get this guy, and they said that there was 14 coaches that were under consideration. 4 of them came in for interviews, and they chose David. And the number that I'd heard recently was there was 4 coaches they were looking at, and from the 4 different cities, of the ones that I know, he would have been absolutely in the top 2, perhaps the top 1. So I think it's a good get.
So Sporting KC, no game this week, but Sporting KC need 1 point to avoid the spoon.
And Carrot need 1 point to tie the record.
Ah, look at that. Just put a bow on the end of the season here. How lovely. Okay, I'm going to leave you with the Teal Bunbury sound. Sporting!
Goal. I like the Bunbury. I like the Bunbury. Teal Bunbury. Poniendo las cosas por ahora.
The other side don't seem so tough, and 3 own goals ain't all that rough. Our skipper has just been sent off. Supporters strong have all gone soft. My football team's got me drinking. My football team's got me drinking. My football team's got me drinking. Give me beer or whiskey, wine or gin, anything to shake this mood I'm in. My football team's got me drinking. My football team's got me drinking. My football team's got me drinking.